Summary of Murder in the Cathedral by T.S Eliot. The drama Murder in the Cathedral is split into two parts, with an interlude existing in between the two main sections. The play starts with the words of the chorus, a group of ordinary women from Canterbury. They say that Archbishop Thomas Becket has been away from his Canterbury group, of which they are a part, for 7 years. Becket has been gone because he and King Henry II had faith and political disagreements. Even though they miss him, the chorus does not want Becket to come back. They are afraid that if he did, it would bring up old problems and put him in danger. The scene is then joined by 3 priests who have worked for the Archbishop in the past, as well as a messenger who tells them and the chorus that Becket has returned to England from France. The chorus is sad and afraid that Becket's return will lead to his death and religious chaos. They'll lose their spiritual guide. On the other hand, the monks are happy to see Becket back in Canterbury. Becket walks onto the scene and is soon met by 4 tempters. These are 4 people who, one by one, try to persuade or tempt Becket to agree with their ideas about how he should balance his religious power as Archbishop with the political power that comes with it. This political power could either add to his religious authority or take it away completely. Becket rejects all of the suggestions because he thinks that none of them come from the greater, spiritual part of fate or God's plan for his life. He decides that his fate is to be a hero, which means to give up his life out of love for God. He refuses to be tempted by other, more earthly goals, like political power or otherworldly, secular wants. During the break, Becket preaches to the people at Canterbury Cathedral. He tells his audience to think about sainthood from a holy point of view and to rethink the human idea that sainthood is pure, peaceful, and easy to achieve. He also says that Jesus' followers only became saints after going through a lot of pain. At the end of the lecture, he says that this could be the last time he speaks to the audience, which is a hint at his death. In the second part of the play, 4 knights who work for Henry II show up at Canterbury Cathedral and attack Becket, calling him a traitor to the crown. Before Becket left, the king made him both the Archbishop and the Chancellor of England. Becket at first said he would do both jobs, but he dropped the chancellorship right away. Also, the knights say that Becket began to stop supporting the king's plans, which he had done before. Saying that they were sent by the king, the soldiers ask Becket if he will come before King Henry II and explain what he did. Becket says that if the king has told him to show up, then the people should be able to hear Henry II's accusations against him and see how he defends himself. The knights don't care about what Becket says and move to attack him anyway. But before they can, some priests and servants walk in and stop them. The knights leave, but they say they will come back for Becket. The monks try to convince Becket to go into hiding because they know the knights will come back to kill the Archbishop, but Becket refuses because he is determined to die as a hero. When the knights return to the church, the monks block the front doors so they can't get inside. Becket, on the other hand, tells the priests to open the doors, putting his life in the path of the knights' swords and his own death. He does this because it's against the church's rules to keep people out of one of its churches, he says. After the monks open the doors, the knights come in and kill Becket. The chorus is so saddened by Becket's death that they cry out in pain and desire for the sky and air to be cleaned of the death that has just come to Canterbury. The priests, on the other hand, think that Becket's death was a sign of fate and that it made the church stronger. The 4 knights then face the crowd and give reasons for why they decided to kill Becket. They explain why they think he betrayed the king and contributed a lot to his own death. At the end of the play, the chorus asks God to forget and have pity on them because, at first, they didn't see that Becket's death had a huge spiritual meaning that went beyond their own problems. Like the priests, the chorus comes to believe that Becket's death was caused by a holy force that they don't fully understand but which deserves their faith and loyalty anyway.
About the author. T.S. Eliot was born in St. Louis, Missouri, and grew up to be one of the most famous poets and literary critics in the English-speaking world of the 1800s. Eliot was a leader in the modernist movement in writing. He wrote songs like The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, The Wasteland, and The Hollow Men, which are well known. In 1909, he He got his bachelor's degree in philosophy from Harvard University. After some travel in graduate school at Harvard, he moved to England in 1914. There, he read the poetry of another great writer, Ezra Pound. Pound helped him get his poems published in several magazines and urged him to do so. Eliot was known as a great poet by the time he was 30 years old. He would stay in the literary spotlight for the next 30 years, writing poems and 7 plays, and winning the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1948. He died in London on January 4, 1965.
Hope we summarized it fully and you liked it. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that we are motivated to create more videos.